Hey guys, welcome to another Storytime Tuesday, and this week I am talking about my second job that I had, which was at a factory in my hometown that I grew up in, not where I work now. I've been a few places since then, a few towns in Ohio, but this is the second job that I've had, and I actually got this job. It's the factory that I said that I was starting at in my last video after my first job. But as I said also in that video, is that my dad worked at this factory in my hometown. He'd worked there since the day before, the Monday after I was born, I think. I think I was born on a Friday and my dad started on Monday, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, he recently retired, but he was working there, and that I think kind of helped me get the job, because sometimes it's who you know. I mean, or like not necessarily who you know, but the fact that you know somebody. My dad didn't have an upper level job, but he worked there, and he had worked there for years. By that point, like 18 years. So there was that. So that probably at least kind of helped me get the job, and my dad was a good worker, so they probably thought, well, he's a good worker, she'll be a good worker. But I hadn't planned on doing it permanently. I was working, when I started, I was working for the summer between my senior year of high school, after I graduated, between my senior year of high school and my first year in college. So it was just, in my mind, it's like, okay, I just have to do it for the summer. I'll be okay, it'll just be for the summer. I didn't think too badly of it originally. I didn't really like the idea of it, especially from what my dad had said that he had to do, although I was in a different building doing something else. But it just didn't sound fun to me, but I wasn't like, I don't think I was completely dreading it. In fact, my sister had worked there too, between school and stuff. But anyway, I got the job. Long story short, between for the summer, and I was going to work, I'll tell you that. Anyway, I worked during the summer, and they originally, the first summer I worked there, they put me on cups, which, by the way, this is a paper company. So they had me packing cups. There would be these baggers, which are these machines that bag the cups. So like the cups, well, whatever, there's a bunch of bags, but the bagger would bring it into 2 different receiving bins that you would pull the bag of cups out of, and you would load the bag of the cups into a box, and once the box was full, you'd push it onto the conveyor, because it was kind of like off of the conveyor, I don't know. You push it on the conveyor and it'd go down the line, so on and so forth. And there was more involved with the boxes, but simply that's what you did. But the baggers, the cups would come down a chute, and the bagger would count, like when so many cups were in there, it would like bring like the plastic up under the cups and seal it, and then send that down into the little receiver things. I can't think what they're called, but these little receiving bin things. There's 2 for each bagger. I think there were 2. So that's what happened. So most of the machines were pretty slow, which made it a really boring job and a very long job. Like the days would be long because they were 12-hour shifts. And I know there's probably plenty of you out there that work at factories, and you're like, oh, it's 12 hours, it's fine. You only work like 2 days on, 3 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off. It's not a big deal. I get that. But I didn't like it. I did work first shift, so that was also nice, as opposed to like third shift, because it was either first shift, well, I guess it was first, second, and third. Or no, there was first, second, and third, and then there was like the day shift and the night shift. First, and second, and third was 8 hours, which is what my dad worked first shift, the 8-hour thing. But I worked like the day shift. I think it was like A shift or something, and so I would work from 7 in the morning until 7 at night, and usually I would go in and it'd be dark, or like just starting to get light when I went in, And when I left, it would be starting to get dark. So I was like in there the whole time that it was light outside. But yes, it was like, it wasn't 5 days a week in a row. It would be like 2 days on, 2 days off, or 3 days on, 3 days off. And we'd have like every other weekend, Fridays, Saturday, Sunday or something off. Or no, it was like Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. And the other one we would work all 3 of those days. But I wasn't a big fan of that. But yeah, the machines were just really slow. For the most part, most of the machines were really slow. And so you could like purposely like walk super slow over to the machine, grab. My video camera turned off again, and I don't know where it turned off. So back up a little bit. It was super slow. We'll just say that. It was a slow job. I had to go, the baggers were just really slow for the most part. Most of them, all except for one, were really slow, and it was just monotonous and slow and long, and I did not like it. I hated it. But there was a certain bagger. Well, I did get, working 12 hours, I did get, I think every 2 hours you got a break for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then like one break you got was like 20 minutes long. Anyway, 20 minutes long. But, and you could go to the bathroom, but you had to like either have somebody cover your thing or just go really fast. Because there weren't really bathroom breaks unless you wanted to wait 2 hours, and you couldn't always wait 2 hours to go to the bathroom. Your bladder didn't always allow for that. But I didn't go to the bathroom too often. But anyway, one of the before I get to that, another thing that we had once a month, I think it was, you had to go, I would work 7 to 7, but once a month you had to go in an hour early at 6 o'clock in the morning for a safety meeting, which usually, no, you didn't get fed that day, but you sat in there and listened to people talk, or sometimes you had to do like a quiz, like watch a movie and do a quiz on the movie on like paper, and it was super annoying and frustrating, and I did not like it. Although they did have for every month that there wasn't a safety violation, or like where somebody got hurt, for every month there wasn't an injury, you got they had a free meal at some point during the lunch, and that, or the month, and that was usually pretty nice. That was probably my favorite part, just because like one of my favorite things in the whole world is eating food, so free food is even better. So there's that. But anyway, there was one bagger that was really fast. And in fact, not only was it fast, so like you had to constantly be like grabbing the bags of cups and putting them in there, and like you had to really be on it. Not only that, but the bagger was so fast it couldn't keep up with itself. Does that make any sense? But like it'd go to seal the bag, but it'd be like so fast that like it like kind of like go up and like to seal it, and like then send the cups down, and you go to grab the cups and it didn't completely seal it because it was going too fast, and so you grab the bag, and as you pull the bag, the cups would just like fall out the back end of the bag and go all over the floor. So not only are you trying to like hurry and grab these bags and put it in the box and keep up with all that, plus like numbering your boxes, which is another part of the job. You had to number the boxes with a pencil. But anyway, not only did you have to like keep up with that, you'd have to like, so you'd be doing that and the bags wouldn't be sealed, so the cups would be all over the floor, and then like that would happen so often that you would be like, we'd put the cups that were on the floor, because you can't use them obviously because they're dirty. We'd have to put these in these other bins, but the other bin, these other empty, like it'd be like trash, like the kind of trash bins that you see in like schools and stuff, or like basketball games, I don't know. But we'd have like those filled with cups, and we'd have like 3 or 4 of them around, and they'd all be filled with those cups, and they'd get full, and you'd still be like pulling bags, and the cups would be going all over the floor, and it was just, so like you'd have nowhere to put these cups. It was just so stressful. I did not like it. So I would be like, and then the people beside me would be getting frustrated that I'm not like keeping up with the bagger, like, because the things would be piling up like way high, like as high as it could go and like falling off the thing, because it has like sides on it. The little bin thing has, or the bin that the bagger puts the cups in it was like this, and it had like sides on it, I think. But it'd be piled so high that it'd be falling off the side, and like the bag would be falling on the floor, which the bag falling on the floor is fine. The bag of cups, as long as the cups are in a bag. But that'd be falling on the floor. There'd be actual cups falling on the floor. And I'd be trying to pull them and hurry and like get them, and the cups would just go off the floor, and it was just so frustrating. Oh, it's stressing me out just thinking about it and just remembering what was going on. So anyway, one of these times where it was especially stressful and especially not sealing bags, and I was trying to hurry, and there was a thing, by the way, where we could go and seal, like push the bag through, like twist it and push it through, and it would like seal it. We could seal it manually, but we didn't always know which ones were sealed and which ones weren't, especially if you're trying to be fast and pull them. You didn't have time to like check every single one if it was sealed. So anyway, one of these times where I'm trying to pull stuff and the cups growing all over the floor, and I'm trying to put cups in these like trash bins and keep up and all that jazz, and a couple people are getting frustrated with me because they have to like try to help me, and they have their own baggers to deal with, their own things that they're packing cups. I had somebody, like a manager or something, come over and say that they wanted to talk to me. I was already super stressed, and so I went to the manager's office, and whoever the guy was, upper person, went to their office, and they sat me down and talked about how I needed to kind of step it up and be a little bit faster. And I was already so stressed because I was trying so hard to keep up, and the bagger wasn't sealing, wasn't doing its job. And not that it's a person, so it's not, I can't blame it on a person, but the bagger wasn't doing its job. So it was just, I was super stressed. So they told me this. They told me that I needed to be stepping it up and being a little faster. And I just kind of like I said in the last video, in a couple situations in my first job, in this situation, I just kind of nodded my head. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try to be faster. I'm sorry, or I don't remember what exactly, something along those lines. And then I left, and then just the tears. I was still at work, mind you. But it was just the tears, and I went back to my job and was trying to do my job and still trying to keep up, but now it was even harder because my eyesight was blurry, so everything I looked at was blurry. It was that much harder it was probably one of the worst situations I've ever had in a job. It was so stressful. You don't even know. Maybe you do, but it was, oh, I hated that place with a passion. With a passion. So, there's that. I'm glad we're getting this job out of the way, because even thinking about that job, I'm like, but yeah, I've said, and you know, never say never. So I'm not saying never ever, but I have pretty much since said, at least since the last time I worked there, said that I will never work a factory job again if I have the option. If I don't have an option, if it's either a factory job or no job, then I'll work at a factory. And maybe another factory would be better or different, but that one has turned me off of factory jobs completely. Not that I was really turned on to factory jobs before then, but yeah. Never again unless I absolutely have to. So there's that. And then I worked that summer, and I then worked, I think that winter break, that Christmas break, when I was off of school for a couple weeks, or like 4 weeks or something, 2, 3, 4 something weeks, and then I worked one other summer, between my junior and senior year, I think. No, between my sophomore and junior year, right? Sorry, I'm trying to think. Before freshman year, yeah, between my sophomore and junior year, I worked there because I really needed the money. In my junior year of college, I went on a trip for the semester, for half a year, to Northern Ireland. If you ever want me to talk about that, I can talk about that sometime in some future story time. Let me know in the comments below. It wasn't super exciting, but if you want to hear about it, I can make a story time about it. But yeah, I worked one other summer between those two to help pay for my trip. But yeah, during that summer I worked on lids, which was so much better. Lids in general was faster, and you had to seal all the bags yourself. But I didn't have to worry about depending on something to bag the lids for me, and then depend on it to seal the bags for me. I knew that I had to put them in the bag, had to like count the lids or whatever. Well, I had a line, but like have it down the line, push them in the bag, seal it, and then pack it. It was so much easier when I knew what I had to do and there was no grabbing things that were going to spill over the floor. Plus, in cups, we had to kind of like, if the bagger had a problem, we had to go and like fix it. But in lids, there were specific, like, I don't remember what they're called, I was going to say, but like, I can't think what they're called, but like people that worked specifically on the machines. We didn't work on the machines. There were people that it was their job to work on the machine while we worked on packing the lids. So that was a lot better, but I still, of course, it was still monotonous, and it was super loud in there. If you had to wear like earplugs, so you couldn't listen. I couldn't listen to music, so I had like the same like 6 to 10 songs going through my head through most of the day. But yeah, I did not like that job. It was not for me, not at all for me. Nothing against people that work there. I mean, they're not all classy folk, or at least people that I worked with, but they're not bad people. There were a lot of good people, especially on the lids. The people I worked with, they were pretty nice people and had different not really get-togethers, but like special things they did for holidays, and that was great. And they were friends and all that jazz. But it was not for me. Not for me. I'm gonna look at my phone real quick and see if there's anything else. Nope, that's it. I put down that my dad worked there, the trouble with the baggers, which I told you all about, and then when I worked there. But yeah, like I said, I worked between my sophomore and junior year, and that summer was the last time I worked there. Between my junior and senior year, I had a different job, and of course between my freshman and sophomore year, I had a different job, and then I'll get into that later. But yeah, so I worked at the factory for 2 summers and I think 1 Christmas break, but I did not like it at all. I hated it so bad. Please tell me below in the comments if you've had a factory experience and whether it was good or bad, or any kind of story that you had that happened there. Please like or thumbs up this video if you liked it at all, and please subscribe for more storytime videos every Tuesday, and well, I also do vlog videos, so, and there might be some other fun videos coming up soon, or maybe not fun, but a different kind of video coming up soon, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope you have a great, grand, wonderful, amazing, fluffy day and week, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.